Hi, I'm Owen from the English Folk Dance and Song Society, and I'm here with Rosie Hood, who's playing at Cecil Sharp House on the 14th of December. So Rosie, tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you?
I'm a traditional singer. I started out about 4 or 5 years ago playing gigs, having before that just sung with my family. I grew up in Wiltshire and I'm particularly interested in the songs from that area. And this year I've been EFDSS's BBC Performing Arts Fellow.
Amazing. So let's start with that. Tell us a bit more about what does that mean, being a BBC Performing Arts Fellow?
Well, essentially it means that this fund, the BBC Performing Arts Fund, has given me a grant to work with the English Folk Dance and Song Society for a year. And that was January to December, so it's just coming to an end. The fund gives £10,000 to me and EFDSS as a group to work together for them to kind of develop me over the year.
Cool. So what's that £10,000
gone towards?
Where's our money gone?
Where's all the money gone? It's gone on a variety of things actually. Mostly it's been kind of experiences and opportunities that I just wouldn't have been able to have if it weren't for the fund. So one of the first big ones was back in February. I went to Kansas City. Strange place to go to, I'm sure you're thinking, but it's where Folk Alliance International is held, and it's a huge conference. There's musicians from all over the world really, but a lot from North America, and you showcase, so you play either official showcases, which are in like quite big kind of conference rooms, or unofficial showcases, which are in bedrooms. So the beds get cleared out and they set out chairs. Some of the rooms have PAs, some of them don't, and you sing, you do your thing, and you have loads of bookers just wandering around, coming in and seeing people. So I got to go out there in February. We were out for 4 days, and I showcased. I got to know the UK contingent really well, which that was a huge help, as well as meeting all the people over in the US. From that, I met Jefferson Hamer, who's going to be along this afternoon. We're going to be doing some rehearsing because we've started a bit of a project together, working on some traditional songs and kind of rewriting and developing them. And we'll be showcasing some of that on Thursday at the show. And I've done songwriting this year. I had a retreat in March where I went away with Emily Portman and Jim Murray and Grace Petrie. And that was incredibly useful because I had been doing some writing, but I hadn't actually got it to the point where it was finished songs that were performable. And I now do that. So that's been a big step forward for me. I've started playing the tenor guitar, which is sat just down here. Prior to this year, I sang entirely unaccompanied, unless I had somebody else accompanying me. But with the tenor guitar, I can now actually accompany myself, which is great. Developed my fiddle playing as well, and can do a little bit of fiddle singing. I love traditional singing. I love singing completely unaccompanied. But for a modern audience, a lot of the time people find it a little difficult to sit and concentrate just to an unaccompanied voice. Yeah. And it can be quite stark for people. They can find it a little difficult. So the accompanying thing really for me is just to make it a little easier for the listener. I don't want it to overpower the voice or the story or anything like that. It's just there to add a little bit extra. So I've been keeping it quite simple. But it does seem to, it really helps, if only to keep them in the same key.
Yeah. So with your songwriting, where's that taking you? What kind of approach are you taking with that?
Well, I guess for me, because I've come to it from traditional folk song, that's what I know and that's what I understand. So, and I need it to fit alongside the traditional material that I sing. So it has a lot of the kind of motifs of traditional song. One of the songs that I'll be performing this week is called Adrift, and it's about the refugee crisis, really. I wrote it when there were those ships that had just been abandoned with no crew and they were left floating. It really struck me, and it was at the same time I was learning a traditional song called The Emigrant Ship. So I started by rewriting that song, and then it changed into a complete song of its own and didn't look like the original at all in the end. But it's kind of the format of a sea shanty, and it's in 5/4, which is very English kind of time signature, and and some of the words that I use, they still kind of sound like they could be traditional. So it's not, although it's a very contemporary subject, you could listen to it without necessarily needing to know that. So it sits alongside everything else.
So the show on Thursday.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about what you've got planned for that.
Well, it's billed as Rosie Hood and Friends, so it's not just me, which is great because this year, although it's been about developing my skills, I've not been able to do that by myself. It's been with a good group of people. So there's going to be some things from the Dovetail Trio, the trio that I play in, with Matt Quinn and Jamie Roberts, and my friend Ollie King, who's just been in the National Theatre. He's going to be coming along, and he plays a very beautiful melodeon, very, very sensitive player. And we've been working together for a couple of years and done some more kind of duo stuff this year. And who else have I got? Emily Portman, who's been helping with my songwriting. She's going to come along, we're going to do a song or two together. And finally Jefferson Hamer, who people might know from having done the Child Ballads with Anais Mitchell. He's over, and we're going to play some of our new material, hopefully. And I think that's everybody. I don't think I've forgotten anyone. It'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
That'd be mortifying.
I know, it'd be awful. No, so there's going to be complete solo stuff for me. I'll play and have all of these different friends with me. So it should be a really great night. An important thing for me about this year is that this show on Thursday, it is a big kind of celebration of the year, but it's not me saying, right, here we go, I've had a year with EFDSS, that's it, I'm a fully formed artist, this is it. It's like a work in progress, and this is showing where I've got to, and it's almost started the ball rolling with a lot of things. The fact that my songwriting's coming on and my playing's coming along, they're all things that I just want to keep developing next year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm much further ahead. So in the new year, I'm going to hopefully be recording some demos so that I actually have some of the new stuff recorded. The last time I recorded solo stuff, I've got things with the Dovetail Trio, but solo was 2011.
Wow.
Which is quite a long time ago now, and as an artist, I've changed quite a lot, and I mean, my voice has improved and just changed in general. So I think recording some new things will be quite useful. You know, it's always good that when you contact anyone who might want to book you, that they can hear what you're doing now, rather than what I was doing 4.5 years ago. So I'll be doing that, and then just keeping going and trying to make sure that I'm getting more songs together and arranging more traditional things, doing more playing, working with collaborators. It's definitely, I'm trying to make sure that I don't think of Thursday as the end of anything. It's just showing where I've got to this year, and it's there for me to continue with it afterwards.
Yeah.